And we are live. We want the gold, sucker. We want the gold, sucker. Yo, what up? It's your boy Ben Goosen here with my boy Sage DeMark. We're coming in hot today. We got a lot to get into on today's show. But first, I'd be remiss if I didn't say, how are you, Sage?
You know, I don't want to get copyrighted by our boy Silky, so I can't use the word blessed. But I say I'm in high spirits. How's that?
That's good. How was your weekend? We were going to talk on we were going to do an Xbox party on Sunday, but I didn't get done with doing what I had to do Sunday till late, and then I was on the verge of falling asleep Sunday. I mean, the Elimination Chamber was good and all. UFC was good, sort of. A weekend in MMA in general, but in general, outside the ring. How was your weekend?
Man, I had a solid weekend, man. I mean, I spent most of it playing Apex Legends.
So Elimination Chamber. I hate that game so much. I'm gonna try it this weekend. For those listening, I text Sage. Was it yesterday or today? Saying I'm gonna give it a try this weekend.
I think it was yesterday or the day before, maybe Tuesday.
Saying I'm gonna give it a try. And someone sent me a video today of them coming in first place. And I just got annoyed by that video and didn't know that there's damage shields when you fall down, and a lot of buttons to press. I like basic. Black Ops last week, it's not on Xbox yet, on Tuesday, updated with a cops and robbers game where you could drive cop cars around and stuff. Pretty legit, but I just like basic. And then I heard that they're adding double jump and wall running, which is the reason I didn't play multiplayer in the other Black Ops games and the other Call of Duty games, because I don't like all that nonsense. I just want basic. You're on the ground, you shoot, you die. That's it.
Well, I'm gonna get you a copy of the NES Classic so you can play Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
A B up. No, it's not even up. It's A B.
There's no need for up down. There's no
Contra
need.
Might be a little bit too hard for you, bro.
Nah, I rock that spread. I had the spread gun in Contra. That was my gun right there. Spam the hell out that spread.
Damn, that's what we need, man. We need another Contra game, bro. Konami
I'd be down.
Get at it. Is Konami even a thing? Did they go under? What's the deal with Konami?
Did Konami make the first Resident Evil?
I thought Capcom did Resident Evil.
No, it's Capcom. Because I was trying to remember, it was a Korean, Japanese company, but I forget. Konami might be dead. Maybe they sold off.
Yeah, because I know Kojima started his own company. Who he was the one who was doing. I can't remember. Oh, Metal Gear Solid, that was Konami too, right?
Oh yeah, good call.
Yeah. So he branched off. I don't even know if his game is out yet or should be coming out pretty soon. The one with Daryl from The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah, that's right. Man, they've been making that game for 2 years. But don't get your hopes up, because you remember the last game that me and you got our hopes up was Watch Dogs 1, and you beat it. Yeah. I think I finished like 30-40% of it. And it was great, but it didn't meet our expectations. Now, Watch Dogs 2, I think I played 10% of it. I still got it. I need to play it. Did you ever get
package, bro?
Is that the game me and you did we go get that?
Yeah,
We did, right?
that was the Best Buy deal, man, though,
The
and then
Best
I
Buy deal.
thought I lost it, and it was actually, like, in the glove compartment of my car for, like, a whole year.
That's right. The Best Buy, for the listeners out there, had a deal, buy 2 games, get 1 free. So me and Sage went in with another dude, and we all bought 3 games and split the cost. And Sage texted me like a week or 2 later. I don't think we were doing the podcast back then. No, we weren't doing the podcast yet.
Mhm.
And he was like, "Man, my car got broken into. I think I got jacked. Man, my car." And then he hits me up a couple months later. "Oh, my bad. It was just in the glove box."
Yeah, man. Craziness,
That's a
man.
that's a good story. Speaking of stories, we got breaking stories, breaking news.
I know. Yeah,
Breaking news.
the Olympics is now, going to allow breakdancing 2024 as an official sport.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
You know the
Well,
movies is coming, bro. You
are you
know.
serious?
I kid you not. I kid you not. 2024 breakdancing is going to be an official sport for uh for the
Oh,
Olympics.
that's
Bro, that's gonna
great.
be amazing. That's gonna be amazing.
Japan's gonna kill it.
Think so?
Yeah, the Japanese b-boys in Japan, it's still a thing over there. I mean, it's kind of died down. Think about it.
Is Michael still alive over there?
Yeah, he's hanging out. The dance the dances we do now are Backpack Kid and the Floss and all this stuff.
They still running with the Running Man, the original?
Yeah, yeah. So, no, Japan culture, man, they're gonna kill it.
Yeah, they are.
They're gonna kill it. But yeah, the breaking news of the night, a couple of hours ago, we do this podcast on Thursday nights live on YouTube. Type in "It's Real Wrestling Podcast" on YouTube, you'll find us. Roman Reigns is coming back to Raw to talk about leukemia. You have to throw in that little subtitle there, don't you?
Yeah.
We should if we were that type of podcast and that kind of group, we would have been the first to tweet that out, right? Roman Reigns returns this week without without the truth.
Yeah, it's damn clickbait, bruh.
Yeah. Yeah. But we keep it real. Hence the name. It's real. We're not going to hit you with clickbait, but yeah, we'll throw doses of clickbait if we're impressed with what we do, or if we want to hit you with some street knowledge. But so, what do you think he's going to come back and say, Sage?
I mean, it's got to be obvious, man. He's coming back. He's coming back, bro. Like you don't come back and announce your re-retirement unless your re-retirement from an illness. Like that just doesn't make any sense. Like if you're drawing in the ratings, it's because I mean, if you're coming back, it's just to announce that you're going to fight again. Doctors cleared me. I beat it into remission. I'm coming back WrestleMania.
But you don't get over leukemia this fast. I don't know anything about it. I'm not a doctor anymore. Used to
Oh,
be.
we don't yeah, we don't know how severe his case was though, right? Like, maybe it was a scare and to be on the safe side, they just decided to, hey, let's put you out 5, 6 months. Let's see if we can beat it with some new age drugs. If there's no signs for 2 or 3 months, then we're gonna put you back in the ring.
How long has he been gone?
Uh,
It's only been December.
I thought it was before then, because he was his last pay per view was, or his last time that he was in the pay per view was the Saudi Arabia Greatest World Rumble gig, wasn't it?
So did he fight at Survivor Series?
Don't think so.
It just goes to show how well my memory is. I don't remember. Was he the champ? Damn, my memory sucks.
Yeah, he was the champ, and then he relinquished the title, didn't he?
He beat Brock.
Yeah. So maybe it was after the Greatest Royal Rumble, because they were in a cage match, weren't they? And he speared Brock out of the cage. No, that was the pay per view before. I don't know because I didn't watch the Greatest Royal Rumble. I didn't watch Blood Money.
When was it?
So it must have been Blood Money.
How long is he gone? Was it? Yeah, but
Eliminate
but Blood Money, no titles changed hands.
It had to. There was no pay-per-views after that. Or maybe it was Survivor Series and then he relinquished it the night after. Excuse me, but he didn't. I know for a fact he didn't wrestle after Survivor Series. So it was either he relinquished it at the Greatest Royal Rumble Blood Money or at Survivor Series.
Okay. No, you know what? He had the title already, but they were doing the Shield stuff. Like the Shield was kind of coming back and feuding with Strowman, Ziggler, and McIntyre.
Mm,
Yeah, that was it. So I want to say, yeah, it was October.
October.
Yeah, because I think he was supposed to fight at Crown Jewel, the Saudi Arabia show.
So he didn't make it?
No, he didn't make it.
Mm,
He was supposed to fight, but he didn't make it. But either
gotcha.
which way, so you think he's coming back Monday?
Yeah. I mean, I think that his whole announcement is that he's coming back to like I said, you don't bring somebody back who has cancer or leukemia or some type of illness with the intention of them going to retire again.
Not even for like a quick, cheap rating spot?
Nah, not even for a cheap ratings pop, man. It's out of bad taste because then you're kind of using. I think, like from a PR perspective, it kind of goes to like you're using this as a way, like you're using a serious illness to
Promote.
promote, yeah,
Yeah.
to promote your brand as opposed to the cause itself. So, I mean,
I
unless
was
he's going to
talking.
be like some type of brand ambassador to leukemia and donations kind of thing, maybe that. Um,
What if he comes out and just says, I wanted to come out here as a man and let you guys know that the treatment's done and I'm about 6 months away from getting back in this ring and whooping everybody's ass. And he gives you like a true treatment's done. I will be back at SummerSlam. Like a timetable, or I will be back at Survivor Series.
I mean, that could be it too.
That's fair, right?
Yeah. Either way, I'm sold on the idea that he is going to announce that he's going to return to action within the next 6 months.
Okay, then let me ask you this. I was talking to my buddy Ray about this earlier, and he brought up a good point. And he said, I don't think he's coming back for any announcements. I think he's coming back to enhance a heel. So if he comes back and starts cutting a promo and a heel interrupts him, maybe a returning Kevin Owens, who's said last week, not this past week, but last week, that he's about a month out from returning, that he gets interrupted. So it's a way to draw extra heat on a returning person that's a heel. So
Mhm.
it could be anybody that's returning or debuting or who knows, but it'd be a good way to draw some heat on him to interrupt Roman Reigns. Do you think that's a possibility?
It's possible. Um, Possible, but I don't think that would be the
They're going
case.
that route.
Yeah, I mean, like you, I guess like I don't know, man. Like the fact that he's addressing his leukemia situation just kind of leads me to believe that he's coming in the ring. Um, Anything less than that, I think is I hate to say this, and I don't mean it like disrespectful, but I think that anything less is like I don't know, maybe like a
You
missed opportunity or something like that. I don't know.
okay? You wouldn't be impressed. Did you watch
Yeah,
Elimination Chamber?
I
Did you
did.
watch all of Elimination Chamber?
I did, including pre-show.
So let's get into our Elimination Chamber review. I thought the show was my favorite part about the whole thing is that it started at 6 and it was done by 9. So did you notice that it was a show that started an hour earlier and ended an hour earlier than normal?
I
Or
Most of
no,
them
'cause you didn't
start
watch it
at
live?
6. Most of them start at 6. They've been starting at 6 for a while, but I was shocked that it ended at 9 o'clock. Um, and I'm hoping that this is kind of a new thing where we're getting shorter pay-per-views for the non-Big 4, and then we're getting the longer pay-per-views on the Big 4 pay-per-views.
So you cool with it ending an hour earlier?
I am, for sure, man. Then it gives us an opportunity to do other stuff or just, like I mean, it's yeah, just to do other stuff.
So let's look at the time zones, right? Like, I think if you think about it, if you're in the Central Time Zone or the East Coast, they normally end at 10 o'clock. You're on the East Coast, 11. So afterwards, nothing to do but go to bed or play your Apex Legends and pass out. If you're on the Pacific, if you're on California time, this thing ended at 7 o'clock. So for families, whoever's watching it, that's dinner time. That means you got something to watch when normal football games are on. I mean, yes, there's the big 4 pay-per-views. Those things are 5, 6 hours in and of itself. So those are the outliers. But yeah, I dig it. Love that this pay-per-view ended early. But from the quality of content of the matches, it was what it was. I wasn't really impressed by the Baron Corbin Braun Strowman match. The women's match was good. Like it was good. But Kofi stole the show yet again, by far.
Hands down.
Him, I think I was. This was the first time in a long time I thought, man, they need to call an audible here. They need to have Kofi win this title because the Houston crowd was hot. I thought they need to have him win it. And you know what? If it's not in the long-term plan, cool, have him lose it on Tuesday. But you need to have him win it in this moment. And then he kicked out of the first Daniel Bryan knee strike. I lost it. I thought, dude, Kofi isn't before this weekend. And I don't mean to sound bad, but he wasn't the talent that kicks out of finishers. And man, he kicked out of it and looked great. So yeah, hats off to Kofi, man. 2 weeks strong, and he's going on to fight at Fastlane. We'll talk about that when we get into our SmackDown review here in a bit. But yeah, I thought Elimination Chamber was good. I give it a solid 6, maybe 7 at most.
Yeah, I loved Elimination Chamber, man. I thought that the booking was pretty solid all the way through. Kira Tozawa versus Buddy Murphy was an outstanding match that doesn't get enough praise. Um, I mean, Buddy almost lost that damn title, man. It was amazing. The women's chamber match, I actually like I it was top notch. If it wasn't for Kofi, man, that one to me would have stole the show. I thought the booking of it overall was great. I loved how the Iconics just like cleaned house when their pod came through.
Yeah,
Um, and I love that unique pin that they did to or not Carmella, Naomi, which like that was amazing. I kudos to the women, man. They really did a great job selling that. I mean, selling the entire match. Nia Jax was great with the pass out. I'm a little worried about Naomi, or a little worried about Tamina. She just seems to be more gassed and gassed and gassed. Um, so I'm just kind of worried about her health overall there. Um, Kofi, I mean, Kofi's Kofi, bro. I mean,
yeah,
Kofi's Kofi, man. And we've been kind of saying this for a while, even before this whole push, that he deserves an opportunity to run with the belt. And I think that it presents a unique opportunity to eventually sow the seeds for splitting up the New Day. I
sure.
think that
Hope not.
I think that's kind of the missing piece because Kofi's only got a couple more years on him, man. Let's just be honest, man. He's got a couple more years. He's got 11 years in the game. 15 is usually the magic number. Now, in this day and age, um, I mean that I feel like that's kind of
Well, you
it.
say 15 is the magic number, but you have Jericho, who's what, 46? AJ Styles pushing 40, Nakamura pushing 40. You have guys wrestling longer and longer these days, and Kofi's been in tag matches the past 4. So that surely pushes his career a little bit longer, right?
Well, what I mean is not necessarily for wrestling just in general, because some people just wrestle to make ends meet. But for the company guys, the WWE company guys, 15 years is usually the magic number before they actually retire, and do like backstage work and stuff like that. So,
Well,
um,
yeah, not many guys last longer than or want to
yeah,
last longer or stick. Yeah, yeah, or just Father Time comes a knocking.
yeah. I mean, we're already seeing that with Dolph Ziggler. Like he's nowhere to be found, and
Yeah, I think dude just loves doing his own thing. So I
yeah.
think he's got the golden job. Who has a better job, him or Randy Orton? Because he's they both get good treatment. Dolph will say, "Yeah, I got this comedy special coming up, so I can't do a show this week." And Randy, we talked about it last week. Randy's got the best job. Yeah, I showed up to work. I don't have to shower. I worked about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, and then I got my tour bus and went home. So who has a better job, Randy Orton? That's what we need to get, Sage. We need to be
You need that Legends contract.
the legends, the borderline active roster, almost legends contract
That's
where
right.
you have the ability. You've been around so long, you have the ability to say, "All right, I'll tell you what. Show me the card. My match is at 8:15. I'm gonna show up to the stadium at 8:13, and I need to be out this bitch at 8:14 or 8:40." Yeah, those dudes got the life. They
Yeah.
deserved it. They deserve it though. Props to those guys. Did you end up watching since the pay-per-view ended early? Let's get into some UFC talk here. Pay-per-view ended early. Did you end up watching that Velasquez fight? Ngannou?
I saw the match itself. I didn't even know there was a UFC on a Sunday, man. That kind of blew my mind. But the match was over like in 30 seconds, I think.
Yeah,
34, I think was the official time. But
card wasn't great, but
yeah, didn't seem like it,
uh
man.
no. The card wasn't great. Um but yeah, it sucks. Kane's knee buckled and you don't want to have a knee buckled. There's some controversy around it because he says my knee buckled and I was gonna get beat up and the ref had to stop it. And Ngannou's saying, "Well, I punched you and it made your knee buckle because your legs gave out." So you can go either which way, but either which way, I personally think his knee buckled, and you can't
Yeah.
be in the fight with Ngannou the way he punches with a buckled knee. So the end result was going to be the exact same,
Yeah. I mean,
regardless of anything.
I agree. I don't think the punch affected uh the knee buckle because it usually when you get punched and you go like you go like you get punched and you get knocked out, like it's usually a stiff, like your legs stiffen up and they kind of go, but it just seemed like he lost balance. Like he caught him, went off balance, and his knee just gave out. I mean, that's just kind of an easy victory, but Kane's getting up there in years, man, and mileage. So I mean, I just
Yeah,
he's a lot of tough fights, but I think that's might be going in the way of GSP, bro.
I agree. It was a sad day today. We do this podcast on Thursdays. Again, hit us up on YouTube when we do the live show if you want to listen in live and join the chat. GSP retired today officially. He's arguably up there with Anderson Silva's the GOAT in my book.
Yeah, him, him, Silva, and Mighty Mouse, man. To me, those are
Yeah.
the top three best of all time, and it's it's sad to see him go, but I'm so glad that he called it quits on his own time. I will say he was definitely uh, the reason why I actually got into UFC, believe it or not. I just he always reminded me of Jean-Claude Van Damme,
Yeah,
just like in
yeah,
the
I
early
could see that.
'90s, bruh. I mean, not just the looks, but just like in the early '90s, the movies and stuff like that, how he was just like always respectful of the art of martial arts and um, never really was a trash talker kind of thing. And just like, you know, when he got his ass beat by I can't remember what his
Johnny
name
Hendricks, yeah.
was, Johnny
It was a close
Hendricks, and
fight.
won the fight. He vacated the belt. Um, you know, and then when he won the title, his recent title, when he won his recent
Against
title,
Bisping, 185, yeah.
Bisping, there you go. He knew that he wasn't gonna fight another fight, vacated the belt again. Like, that's just true honor, man. True sportsmanship, true honor. And I think that we don't have that anymore. Like, we don't. Like, we don't have. I mean, outside of Anderson Silva, we don't have people who really cherish the sport. It's more about
Self-marketing and branding.
self-marketing, branding. Yeah,
It makes
someone
sense. They
that
gotta
we're
make a
looking
lot.
to.
The more self-marketing and branding that you do, and less cherishing the sport, the more money you make. So I get it. Um, I think that a lot of guys out there truly do cherish the sport and have respect for their opponents. They just have to put on the facade that they don't, do all that good stuff to make some money. But big props to GSP, man. We're gonna miss you.
Yeah.
It's good
Thanks for your
seeing you in the
sacrifice,
ring.
bro. We appreciate it.
Now, Raw this week. We had some Raw was Raw was canceled this week. I didn't it wasn't on my TV. Eh, strangely enough, NXT was on Monday. A 3-hour-long NXT show was on Monday
Just not at full
that
sale.
that featured Braun Strowman versus Baron Corbin.
Yeah, man.
What are your thoughts on we don't need to talk about Raw because we'll talk about NXT call-ups, but Raw was just Baron Corbin versus, Braun Strowman for the most part.
So, I don't even know where to begin, man, to be honest with you. I I don't on paper, I don't think Raw was bad. Um, I liked the flow of the show. I enjoyed the matches that came up. Um, it seems like they're going in a different direction in terms of the talent that's being brought up. Um, but this crowd was just like, honestly, if it wasn't for other events that happened this week, Lafayette would be on the list for dunce of the year because like there was just no I I couldn't even believe how bad this crowd was, bro. I thought Wisconsin was bad, but this crowd was just like on another level, bro. Like literally. I don't even know why, like, dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. This crowd was
Yeah,
bad, bro. Like, where do they find these people? Because like, how are they marketing the shows? Because this felt like it was in Podunk,
what
Texas, bro.
why did they not is it, next time they're in Lafayette, I'm gonna be picky about if we get any crowd reaction at all, if it's a mark town or a hot town. But is it because people just don't know who NXT talent is on the main roster? Once you get to the main roster, because I was texting you, I know you watched the Hulu cut, and I said, "Hey, man, did you hear any of these pops?" And you said, "Yeah, some." And I said, "Well, it's edited in because even Ricochet didn't get a great pop." So it makes me wonder, like, is it because the fans don't know who NXT stars are?
Uh, So I had to go back and listen to it again because it like I could understand a couple of I can understand like the initial coming down the ring. I don't know who you are. I don't know whether I should be voting, you know, like I should be cheering for you or whether I should be booing you. Like I get that when they're coming down the ring. My issue wasn't that. Like, because that's completely understandable. My issue was like during the match, it was dead silence. There was no piping in during the match. There
Right.
was a couple of cheers during the spots, then some of the spots more so on Ricochet than any of the other ones. But it was just kind of definitely just like silent. And I don't know whether or not it's just bad booking on WWE's part or just like the fans are just these aren't really fans. These are just people who want to go out to the circus, get some beer, um, have some fun doing something other than watching wrestling at a wrestling event and just calling it a day, man. But I honestly, I can't blame WWE for this, man. It's a crap. Other than the fact that they booked it in a crappy town, um, I just I that's all on Lafayette, man. Y'all do better. Um, yeah, y'all do better. No, Nolo was here this week, and we didn't have that same issue. It was
Yeah,
like
not at all.
night and day. Raw and SmackDown was literally night and day, and we're talking about a difference of maybe 120 miles.
Yeah, not at all. So the NXT call-ups came up, and then they fought on both shows. So again, we have more NXT call-ups that aren't on shows. What are your thoughts now? Because we had the Heavy Machinery, Lars Sullivan, uh, those guys getting called up and fighting on multiple shows. And now we got Gargano, Ciampa, Aleister Black, Ricochet. So I think it's good that they're getting them exposure. Hopefully they end up on a show. I don't think it'll be until after WrestleMania because we have a couple months. We're not too far out, a month and a half from WrestleMania before they're on a show specifically. So I do like that they've called up several people. And I think it helps that they're calling them up. AEW is not going to be direct competition anytime soon, but it helps that they call up some of these guys. So WWE pulls, goes with the, hey, look, we got mainstream indie talent too. And they're getting ahead of the AEW curve. Again, I'm going to say this 20 million times. AEW is not going to be a competitor anytime soon. They're just an alternative product that you
Man,
could
tell
watch.
that to the fans, man, because like
I'll tell it
I'm
to every single one of them. You can't
so
tell me there's no way a multi-billion-dollar company that's traded on Wall Street that just signed $500 million in TV deals is going to compete with a startup company who sold out a show, and this is no disrespect to them at all, but who sold out a show with 10, 12,000 people? Sell out a show like WrestleMania with 100,000 people. Sell that out, and then I'll think that you're competing. I don't mean this in a bad way, but I'm tired of fans, marks, thinking, yeah, we're going to compete. We got Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho. That's great. I love that I have an alternative thing to watch.
can
You're
I
not on that
go
same level. None of
can
them
I
are on
go
the
in
same
on
level.
AEW real quick? Can I just go in on them real quick? Like
Yeah.
this has nothing to do with like AEW. And this is like squarely on the fans who no matter what WWE does to try to make things better, they just feel the need that to shit all over it and praise AEW for stuff that they haven't even done. Bro, like literally, there are people who are fanboys of AEW right now. I feel like this is Xbox versus PlayStation right now. You got fanboys right now that are complaining because they have a transgender person on their roster that's in a triple threat match for the women's title at all Double or Nothing, bro. Like talking like this nastiness, like verbiage spat coming out of their mouth about this when AEW is kind of building their whole thing on just being accepting of all people. Like if you don't like that, like if you don't like the all inclusiveness of like AEW, like why are you even like a fan? Like why even shit on their decisions when you know that this is what they're built for? Like all this stuff is coming out of your mouth is just nothing but hot garbage. And like it's like you can never be satisfied as a fan. Like it doesn't matter what WWE does. It doesn't matter that AEW is doing something completely different. You always got something to complain about, and I don't get it. Like tell me, like give us a call 419-777-IRWP. We do
Join the show.
Skype and debate this. Let me know like what is it that any promotion can do for you so that you don't complain and crap about one thing or another. Cause like literally y'all are just like bugging me, like straight up bugging, because y'all don't even know what y'all want. Like if y'all know what's so good, like make your own promotion and let us critique it because that's all that's coming out your mouth, man. If you ain't part of the solution, you just the problem, man. You just the
Yeah.
problem.
Fantasy booking at its best. So that's the thing. And I don't think AEW, from the stuff I've listened to, they've even said, look, man, we're a wrestling company. We're not the WWE. So, and one thing I like that Tony Khan has said, and a couple of other folks is that we're not just going to take anybody who gets released from the WWE contract. That's
Oh,
not.
everybody's going to AEW. The Usos are going to
Oh
AEW.
my God.
Ty
Yeah.
Dillinger, who's asked for his release this week, is going to AEW. John Cena and The
Yeah.
Undertaker are going to AEW. Like, like,
I
come
heard
on, man.
I heard a news story the other day and it said AEW is interested in Brock Lesnar.
Oh man.
Newsflash, dipshit. Everybody's interested in Brock Lesnar. Come on. The AEW hype is great. They're selling out stuff. It's so awesome that we get an alternative thing to watch. But the people who are, and you bring it up, so what you just said brought it up amazing. The Usos contract's coming up. They want to go to AEW. Nah, bro, just the date on that piece of paper they signed is coming up in a couple months. That is it. Just because guys are unhappy, Dean Ambrose, he's the main one. In April, he's supposed to be leaving. That doesn't mean necessarily Tony Khan, Cody, and the crew are like, oh, yeah, he's coming here for sure. We want this guy. For all we know, they may think, you know what, man, I worked with that guy in WWE or I've seen his work. Don't want him here. That's the great thing about them is it's not the I'm unhappy in NJPW or WWE. I'll just use WWE because that's a big one. The AEW is not going to be the, I hope it doesn't end up being this, like Impact. Hey, I didn't make it in WWE. I didn't like it in WWE. I was successful in WWE, but I wanted to do something else. So now I'm going to go try this. WCW did that and they mastered it and it worked great. And then eventually it got old and it didn't work great. Impact has done that and it worked for a while, but now it's kind of repetitive. So one thing AEW has done is great is they keep saying we want something fresh. We want fresh talent. So enough with the, come on, fanboys, join us. Enough with the, oh, all right, he could just go to AEW. Oh, their contract's up. They're going to AEW. Enough with it. Just enjoy that we got unlimited wrestling soon coming 24/7 live.
Yeah.
Once AEW gets a TV contract and TV and YouTube and subscriptions, all that good stuff, we're gonna have some really good wrestling content.
Yeah.
Now you
Once they
mentioned
get
something.
that contract with TNN or TNN, not that network.
TNT, yeah.
Yeah, once they get that contract with TNT, I'm gonna ask that you guys, bring back Mortal Kombat Conquest and just kind of put it at the.
Yes, that used to be after Nitro. Yes, I forgot about that.
I need a season 2, bro. I need to see what happened between Shao Kahn and Raiden, bro.
I forgot all about Mortal Kombat coming on after Nitro back in the day.
That's right, man. Kong
Now
Lao.
you mentioned something a second ago. Ty Dillinger, what do you think? I think that's pretty clear cut and dry. I mean,
yeah, his response was kind of spot on. I mean, you have to remember, man, he's been in WWE a very long time, man, a very long time, and it's pretty evident just by the booking that he's got it. Like he was the gatekeeper in NXT. He can get over with the crowd, but for whatever reason, they don't want to utilize him on camera on TV, and he's got to think of himself and his career, and he's putting himself forward. And I don't think that he's doing any type of shade in terms of the way that he's handling it. And I like the fact that he is driving the narrative and not letting clickbait sites do it for him.
and he's been professional about the whole thing. That's one thing that's been amazing to me the whole time. When things aren't going right, it's easy to go the negative route. Very easy to go the negative route. And we'll get into somebody who's going the negative route with things that aren't going right here in a bit. But it's easy to go the negative route, but he embraced the positive, and he's going to use that to further enhance his career. That's a lesson learned because that's really interesting. SmackDown this week, another Kofi Kingston focus show. I thought SmackDown was pretty good. Again, it was kind of like another NXT episode. But I thought SmackDown was better than Raw for an NXT episode. Anything else out of SmackDown that we got to talk about?
Bro, the SmackDown was amazing, man. the that bump that Tommaso Ciampa took with Sheamus, that buckle. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
jeez, I thought he was done.
Yeah, me too, man. And just kind of persevered through it and call it a day, man. I thought that the storytelling was so much better on SmackDown in terms of the NXT. I like the fact that that the stars that are there kind of like, well, they ain't nobody. They're from NXT. They ain't nobody. They're not superior to us. And they just coming in and like wrecking shop. Was so great to see Aleister Black versus Cien Almas part two. Uh,
Oh,
just as
yeah.
great as the first one was. Gosh, man. And that is it's just something else that literally bothers me, man. I gotta bring it up, man. We all know that Aleister Black and Selena Vega are married. There's what we don't need a reminder on her post, every post that she has reminding her that they're married. Like, I think she knows by now. I mean, you guys don't have to keep reminding her, man. Every post that involves her and Aleister Black and seeing almost, it's always got a reference her and her marriage with Aleister Black. Come on, you guys aren't clever. Like, I feel like I'm going in on the crowd today, man. I'm
Yeah,
upset.
you really are. Going with a heel turn today.
Hell yeah. It's
Going
this
with a real heel turn.
it's this hood, man.
But yeah, it was good. I thought SmackDown was good. Showcase Kofi.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a nasty burp. That was some gas. So I think. Do you think that with Kofi going to the main event of Fastlane and fighting for the title? So just two questions. Number one, is he going to win? Number two, was Kofi's role that he's in now meant for Mustafa Ali?
Everyone keeps saying that, bro.
I,
Everyone keeps posing that question, bro.
really? Okay, I didn't know.
Everyone, man. This whole hypothetical of was this going to be his role? Um, to be honest with you, I don't know. I can't tell you for sure that this was the game plan. I think that this was just an audible, and I don't think that they were expecting Kofi to be this over like that. I don't think that I love Mustafa Ali, but I don't think that he would have garnered this much attention as Kofi would have in this
Well,
spot.
he doesn't. He doesn't have the background. No, no. He's great in the ring. This is no shade thrown at him, but he doesn't have the 11 years of hard work in the
Yeah,
WWE background.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And people still are getting to know who he is. Like, I think that the crowd for the most part respects his talent, his in-ring ability. But I think this is just a Becky Lynch moment, man. I just think it was just lightning in the bottle. The chemistry between those two were just great. I don't think I've ever seen Kofi and Daniel Bryan actually go one-on-one against each other in the past. I could be wrong, but I don't think that they've ever crossed paths. And just to see how well they work together, I think was just the reason why. Like, literally, WWE got a hall pass, man, because they had plans for this way going up to WrestleMania, and then ended up just, hey, this writes itself. Y'all just go out there and make it happen and cut whatever promo you want. It's all you. So I just think it's just a happy stance, man. It just happened, man.
Yeah. So NXT this week, day after SmackDown, Velveteen, and I know we don't normally watch it. I just happened to catch it briefly, just the ending. Velveteen beats
Speak for
Gargano for
yourself,
the North.
bro. Speak for yourself.
Do you watch it every week?
Every week, man. I watch that in the UK.
Damn, when does the UK come on? I don't. How do you even find time for it?
UK comes on the same day that NXT does. It comes right afterwards.
Oh, okay, okay. So did you
Yeah,
see Velveteen won the title? The
I
UK, the
did.
North American title?
That was amazing. Funny part about it is this match happened like 2 weeks ago. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
so, but but keeping it kayfabe, man. Yeah, hats off to hats off to Johnny wrestling for wrestling 3 nights in a row.
Yes, I agree. They taped some future matches too, which we'll get into in 3 or 4 weeks. That I went to read some NXT thing and I read 3, 4 weeks worth of results. And not knowing what I was reading, and then at the end of the article it was like, "So there's your NXT results for March." I'm like, "Oh, all right, my bad."
Bro, you got that
So,
sports
yeah.
almanac from Back to the Future too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go bet on matches this week. But,
Uh,
yeah, I mean, NXT was good this week. It was kind of an NXT filled week. I would say just in general. Do you think that they're planning for an NXT invasion angle? I hope not. Please don't. I hope not.
I mean, it kind of feels like it's an opportunity for them to do it. I'm hoping that it's the long game, and if they're gonna do that, make it like around Survivor Series ish. Maybe plant the seeds now, but do that during, like, pull the trigger on that at Survivor Series or the lead up to Survivor Series. Um,
Yeah,
but it's with I don't think that these are legitimate call ups. I think that this is kind of a sleight at hand, especially with Johnny Wrestling losing the North American title. I think it's just kind of a sleight of hand kind of thing because they don't want to blow up their WrestleMania NXT match or matches.
the takeover week.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah, take over a week. So I think that these are instrumental people to do the invasion angle. But I don't think that they're going to pull it right now if they do decide to go that route. I think this is just kind
maybe
of
they're
laying the
just,
foundation.
yeah, giving him a name a little bit.
Yeah.
Other big news of the week outside of Velveteen becoming the North American Championship was a Hall of Fame announcement. DX. That's big.
Yeah, yeah, man. I was literally this was gonna be a topic before the announcement on Monday, but I am surprised that we're like in the middle of February and we're just now getting the announcements for the Hall of Fame. I think that that's kind of weird. Usually we get at least one right after Royal Rumble or during Royal Rumble. Um, but yeah, this one was kind of late, so I'm a little concerned. Um, but I'm elated that China is getting I'm elated that WWE found a suitable way to get China into the Hall of Fame without putting China
Yeah,
in the Hall
yeah,
of Fame. Because I
I
I think
agree.
this was a good compromise. Everyone the consensus was everyone knew that she should be there. There are porn stars already in the Hall of Fame now and still on their website. And she turned her life around as best as she could towards the end of her unfortunate incident. But that shouldn't diminish, like, she didn't hurt anybody, like, she didn't physically hurt anybody, so
Victimless,
she
right.
should, yeah, she should be in the Hall of Fame, man. So congratulations to her. I'm still hoping, and I feel that maybe this is the reason why they pulled the trigger on this kind of late. Um, I'm hoping that Owen, this is the year for Owen. I know that there's rumors out there that the Heart Foundation
Right.
is going to get inducted, and maybe that's a way that they get around the whole Owen Hart thing too.
So Brett's already in the Hall of Fame. The Hart Foundation could go in this year. Brett would be, by that point, a two-time Hall of Famer. He'll be up there with Ric Flair, who's a Hall of Famer. He's also in the Hall of Fame, the Four Horsemen. And now Shawn Michaels is a Hall of Famer. He's in there with DX. Do you think that there's any wrestlers that could be in there in the Hall of Fame 3 different times?
Um,
Because I think the only one who can do it would be Shawn Michaels because the Rockers might get introduced to the Hall of Fame. So he'd have the Rockers, DX, and himself, Shawn Michaels.
I I think Farouk could get it a couple of times. Finish that sentence there. I think that he could get it for him solo, which I think he's already has. And
Then
then
the APA, then Doom?
APA, APA, yeah. And Nation of Domination has got to go in, man. It just
Oh.
it rocketed so much. Like it made The Rock. We got the Black Heart. And I think that that's the reason why we don't have the Nation of Domination is because of Owen Hart. Like you can't have like you Owen Hart was instrumental to that whole Nation of Domination, man. It was part of that greatness, man, and I think that that's probably the reason why they're not pulling the trigger. But once they pull that trigger, I think Farouk will be a two-time, which would de facto make The Rock a two-time Hall of Famer as well.
Is is the Rock in it?
Yeah, so
I
The
don't think he's
Rock.
in the Hall of Fame yet, is he?
Oh no, not yet. But I'm
It's
thinking that
obvious
yeah,
eventually.
I think that that's the way he'll get his two times. I do think that he'll get his Hall of Fame as if they do get the blessing of Owen Hart. I think that he'll go in first as the Nation of Domination, and then go in a second time by himself and headline it by himself.
So, do you think part of the issue that he can't make it now into the Hall of Fame is he just doesn't have time to show up to the Hall of Fame? Because
I
he's
think
in the biggest movies, of the year every year.
I mean, I think that if he really wanted to, he would. I think that it's more of like he still has power and sway over the WWE. What's going on, Silky Mo? I think he still has power and sway over
Yeah,
the WWE, and I think that he's just kind of using that right now. A lot of I'm speculating, a lot of questionable decisions in terms of Nia Jax, I think has been at the behest of The Rock or making sure that they still have a solid relationship with The Rock. Um,
true.
so I think that he's gonna just continue to leverage that until he hangs it up in Hollywood.
Yeah, I agree. He might be old by the time he finally makes it to the Hall of Fame, if you think about it, because I mean, he's just got so much going on in general, like with movies, and these are major franchise movies. So, y I'll be curious to see when The Rock actually makes it. Now, on the subject of movies, there's a new movie coming out
Oh yeah,
with yeah, with Chris Hemsworth. It's
oh
straight to
yeah,
Netflix.
Avengers 4, right? That's going straight to Netflix.
Chris Hemsworth is playing Hulk Hogan. Do you care about this we're gonna watch it because it's Thor playing Hulk Hogan, and it's straight to Netflix, but this movie can't be good. Like, if Hulk Hogan's executive producing it, they're not gonna be able to give a real story of maybe he did coke or steroids or, he has some crazy stuff or something. It can't be good, right?
Um, so let me ask a question, man. And this is like a legit question. What exactly is a biopic?
A biography movie. So it's like if the
Like based
wrestler
on a true
wouldn't.
story?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So there'll be like an entertainment value to it. It's not like it's
Yeah, there's some Hollywood added
completely
to it, sure, yeah.
okay. Okay. I've never really heard the term biopic. So that's kind of new to me. That's bad on my part. I'm an educated man and I don't know what a damn biopic is. I guess I'm just too I guess I've been how do I say pampered with based on a true story kind of thing. But anyhow, um, honestly, this is I know this is gonna sound kind of weird. I think I'm gonna watch it. Um, I'm executive producer. I don't put much weight in that. It just means that they've got a financial stake in the movie itself. Doesn't necessarily mean that they themselves have a creative like they're not directing and stuff like that. They might have some input here and there, but for the most part, it's really up to the screenwriters and the director. And the guy who's directing is actually a pretty good director too. I've seen a couple of his movies. But yeah, man, I'm actually interested to see the route, like if it's genuine or not. I'm hoping that this isn't like I know that they're gonna kind of start when he's like in his young years, and I just hope it's not like overly saturated with Andre the Giant. I think we kind of no disrespect or anything like that, but I think that just in the last couple of years we've just kind of been oversaturated with Andre the Giant stories and movies and things like
Right.
that. Um, I really hope that it goes into um, some of the shady shit that he's done to get ahead in life. Um, the deals that he's kind of screwed people over that we've heard countless of times. Um, I'm hoping that we kind of shed some light on that. I'm hoping that we get to see the issues that he and Warrior had, because I think that that's kind of integral part. And yeah, maybe get a better understanding of why he is the way he is, kind of thing. So I'll give it time, man. It's not like I'm giving him money. I'm just
Yeah. It would
yeah.
be early in his career from what I've heard, and it's not gonna go over the racist comments and all that stuff, so but Chris Hemsworth will do a good job, I'm not worried about that. Not worried about that at all.
Yeah, Suki wants to know if there going to be any current WWE stars in this movie, like like Glow did.
Uh,
I know that they said that Iron Sheik is going to be in there. I know that Iron Sheik said that he wants to play himself, which I don't know how that's going to work out, but
nah, I don't wanna see that because Iron Sheik said some racist shit himself.
yeah, he did. Does
Um, you think Vince McMahon will be in it? He could play
I think
himself.
he's I think he's got to, man. I think like I don't think you can do this movie without having some type of representation from Vince, Warrior, Flair, Randy. Like I feel like all of them
Yeah,
have
all the
to be
people
in
gotta play
there.
all those guys.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if they even get to like use their real names or if they just kind of like, oh, we know that's Randy Savage, oh, we know that
Right,
that's, So, but yeah, man, I'm legit, man. Like I am interested to see this. I don't feel like while I'm watching this that I'm supporting Hogan, but I do kind of want to get a better understanding as a wrestling fan. You know, I'm curious to see if this is a true representation or if this is just more of Hollywood Hogan doing Hollywood Hogan stuff.
right. So you don't want it to be fake.
I don't. I want it to be genuine. If he's trying to win, like if this project is meant to kind of win us over, um, it needs to have some stuff that we're not comfortable with watching, and maybe a way of redemption in terms of how he's learned from these kind of things and stuff like that. Dude's like literally watching all of his friends die before his eyes, man. And it's know that that kind of weighs heavily on him, and maybe this is a way to show that hey, yeah, I really was not a great guy growing up in the business. Yeah, it might be the way that things were, but this is kind of how I learned from it. I'm hoping that they go that kind of direction.
So what you're saying is you want something real. You want something whether you look bad, whether you look good, you just want something real. Don't hide behind the fake stuff. Stand up, fight for your rights for every man. Be a real American.
No, this dude didn't do that.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying, man.
So you're saying regardless of if you did right or wrong, stand up for what you believe in and don't go and do the wrong thing.
Oh, jeez,
Do the
man.
right thing.
Yeah, yeah, because he's a real American.
So I wonder,
Oh, man.
now that we're talking about doing the right thing,
Oh,
I
man.
wonder if there's anybody else in America right now. I'm gonna have to think about this. Who went out and just didn't do the right thing. Maybe somebody out there, maybe I don't know, maybe they got beat up. And maybe they did the wrong thing. And maybe they made, I don't know, false accusations to the police. Sage the Mark has just said, I want to see somebody just stand up and say, here's the right thing. And we had a guy today who just got arrested by police, by the Chicago PD, for not doing the right thing. False arrest. And a guy who's just been put on our Dunce of the Year category, Jussie Smollet of Empire. Now, for those of y'all who haven't seen the YouTube video that we do every week, Sage and I, we're two mixed race black men. So this one set us back a little bit. And we're not big politically affiliated. I hate Trump. I love this, nothing like that. We just want everybody to be happy, regardless of the difference of opinion, man. We had Jussie Smollett, and 2 years ago on the show, we were just talking about Empire and Cookie and Lucius. We were talking about it on the show regularly, and then this happens. So first, let me ask you this, and this is the true, if you're listening, it's Real Wrestling Podcast, 419-777-IRWP, at Real WrestleCast on Twitter. Here's the pressing issue with all this. And everybody, take race, sexual preference, take all that out of this. And I want you to ask yourself, truly, should the two Nigerian brothers be in NXT soon? These dudes are jacked.
Yeah, they are,
bro. Those dudes are massive. I saw pictures of those dudes, and then I saw a picture of Jussie Smollett's face that he apparently got beat up on, and I'm like, you didn't get your ass kicked by these guys. And then I thought, amongst all this stuff and all this bad stuff going with this dude, I saw those pictures of those Nigerian dudes, and I thought, damn, you already know how to fake fight. Y'all need to get into NXT quick. Should the WWE hire those guys?
Like, no, man. They no, because they look, man.
They have an acting history because they were on Empire for nothing, for not, and they've got the athletic appeal.
Look, unless they thought that this was like a
publicity
role
stunt thing,
yeah,
right?
Publicity stunt, like a role kind of thing, and that they were set up to say, "Hey, there's cameras everywhere. Yo, this is a scene that we're gonna try to propose to the network. You know, maybe do a little spinoff kind of thing." Yeah, anything less than that, man, I would say no, man. I don't know,
unless they're
like, if these
completely
guys were
innocent.
duped. Yeah, unless these guys were duped. Like, if they knew where this was going, then nah, man, they're just as much as fault as Jesse is in this whole thing, man. But um, I don't know where even to begin with this, man. In all seriousness, man, um, I will say that I was one of the people who came out and you know, I wasn't taking sides, but I will own up to what I say, man. That anyone who does this or says this to one another should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. We're in 2018, and that type of rhetoric, that type of hatred, that type of verbiage shouldn't be tolerated. Shouldn't even be coming out of people's mouths, man. I get that people don't respect other people's differences, and it's kind of hard for them to do that, and they feel like everyone should be beholden to them because they're a certain race. I understand that that's going on. It's not right. Should stop. I'll keep that inside your own house. But what's equally wrong is by publicly, not even publicly, by concocting a story, a narrative that this was a different race who did it, that this was racially motivated when it wasn't, um, all for perceivably fucking money,
Yep.
and security. Like, that's fucking asinine. And I apologize for the cussing. And I'll definitely put a disclaimer on this one here, but it's fucking nuts. Like there should be no, like, no, man. Like if stories are true and this is exactly what happened, like you should be ashamed of yourself. You're not only letting down your community, but you're letting down humanity. You're showing what's wrong with this world, and instead of trying to make a difference. Like you've got a platform to make a difference and you're using it to shame other people. Like you're basically we're trying to build up the world to make it a better place for our kids and for our kids' kids, and you're taking us 40 years back. And
Yeah.
it's not right, man. Like it's not right at all. Like I get that this country is divided. I get it, and I get people are scared, and I get that, but don't be part of the problem. Be the fucking solution. I
Yep.
just I don't get it, man. I don't get it. What goes through your mind? All this for money. There are people that are starving, that are living paycheck to paycheck, that are just cling on to hope by watching what you do and wanting to aspire to be at your level. And if you can't if you can't take that and be responsible with it, then you need to take that shit somewhere else, man. Because like there's no place for it for people like you in that type of platform at all. It's not, man. I'm sorry I'm filibustering here, but like I'm so annoyed, man. I really am. It's not right.
Do you think he deserves an Oscar for this role?
You the fucking jokes, bro. Bro, yeah, he doesn't deserve an Oscar. He does deserve a more prestigious award that we happen to only be the ones to give out once every year. And I was I was coming in like Monday morning, I was coming in full fledged, or actually Monday evening, I was coming in full fledged saying that Lafayette was going to get this award. It was going to supersede everything for the end of the year because they were just that terrible in their performance on Raw. But this one takes the cake, bro. I mean, we might as well just give it to him right now.
Well, yeah, he's definitely making the list. I mean, Jussie, you said us if this is all true, which at this point, after the police say what they say, and I'm not talking about media, I listened to the police do their PR thing earlier today and their announcement. If man, you set us back bad. And the thing is when this was announced that it happened, you mentioned MAGA and MAGA country and all that. When somebody asked Trump about it, he said, "Man, this is horrible." And the man you're attacking, not to get political, whether you like, love, or hate Trump, I don't care, but the man you're attacking and trying to make this political statement on said, "Yeah, man, it's fucked up. That shit shouldn't happen." And then you're just a liar. So all these people who are black, gay, minority, you kind of shit on them. So, man, it sucks your career's done. Hopefully, maybe just growing up black and gay was, I don't know what that's like, but the stress maybe just built up over all this time and caused you to do something. But ugh, either which way, I do think those Nigerians need to be in NXT ASAP.
or
So how do you think they write him off?
AEW, bro.
Yeah, one of the two, right? The Marks want him in AEW.
Yeah, the
So
Marks want him in AEW.
how do you think they wrap him? They wrap up the show with old Jussie Smollet. Do you think they just get a stunt double and he accidentally gets shot, and then they say, "Oh, he's dead"?
This is a House of
Because they're
Cards thing, man. This is exactly the same thing as House of Cards.
that's right. So in House of Cards, I don't watch the show. Did they write Kevin Spacey off?
They wrote him completely off, bro. Like
Was he did he
he
did he
had an
die in an
accident.
episode or
Yeah,
no?
he died, man. But you didn't see It wasn't filmed that he died. They just kind of wrote it in like,
Wow.
yo, and then she became president. Sorry, spoilers, um, but yeah, I think that you're gonna have to go that way. Filming has already, dude, such talent, man, and throwing it all the way for fucking money, bruh. Um,
Do you remember
I
being at work a couple years ago listening to that Empire soundtrack?
I did, man. And like his track, man, I'm in there in the piano, man, and like, and Lucius isn't even your real name. Like, I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I'm there, man. Like, we was there, man. I bought the damn soundtrack because of Jussie, man, and like, or Jussie, um, and you just kind of, just, man, I just,
Yep. Set us back.
you set us out, you set us back humanity wise, man. I mean, let alone the black, the gay community. You set humanity back, man. And now you know what's gonna happen. And I'm just saying this is the truth, bro. We're gonna be hearing this for the next 2 years until the president is elected. There will not be
Yep.
a week
Not.
goes by that we won't hear a reference to this.
Yep.
Even Biggie made a reference to it this week on SmackDown.
Yeah, hey, Dad, that was great, wasn't
There
it?
was.
And he
I
blamed it on
wonder what-
Empire.
Yeah, he
He
did.
blamed it on Empire, saying even Empire doing things to get ratings.
Yeah, man. That was pretty funny though, man. But yeah, man, we're gonna be hearing this for the next 2 years, man, and there's just no way to get around this, man. You fucked up.
Yeah.
If you truly did this, man, you fucked up, man, and you. I hate to say this, man, but whatever punishment comes your way, man, you gotta
Man
do
up.
it, bro. You gotta man
Yep.
up, man.
Yep. Anything else you want to get into today before we wrap the show up?
Let me see. We talked about NXT. Talked about, man. I think we got everything, man. So I know that you said that you're gonna try this weekend to get into Apex Legends, greatest battle royale of all time, in my opinion. But I figured, man, dude, I'm in the giving mood. We in the giving mood. I figure we give out some coins, man.
I don't know what that means. I have no idea what
So
giving out coins in Apex means.
this is a free to play game platform, right? And you got to use in real money or virtual coins to get like special skins and quips and banners and things like that. So I figured, your boys at IRWP oblige, and give away $10 worth of coins. What do you think, man?
Yeah, I'm down. I don't know how to do it because I despise the game, but
Don't worry about the logistics, bro. We're gonna give it away, man. We're gonna give it away. We just gotta figure out a time frame, man. I'm thinking maybe by Fastlane, or should we
yeah, by
do it
Fastlane. We'll do it
by
by Fastlane.
Okay. All right. So here it goes, guys. If you are this is what we're gonna do. If you're on YouTube, right? You're on YouTube, you're watching us live. All you gotta do is subscribe and hit the like button. And then in the comment section of this video, all you got to do is just tell us who you think is, what do you want to do, man? What do you want to do? Who you think is going to be Daniel Bryan's opponent?
Yeah, just to at least enter yourself. You don't have to be right or
Okay.
wrong, right?
Yeah, you don't have to be right or wrong. But who do you think Daniel Bryan will ultimately face at
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania? Yeah, we'll do that. So just put it in the comment section. It could be anyone, man. You could be off the wall, man. You want to put Dean Malenko. Dean Malenko is great, but that's all you gotta do. Like, subscribe, and put in the comment section who you think Daniel Bryan is going to be facing at WrestleMania this year. That'll enter you into the contest. We will announce the week after Fastlane who the winner will be. I am just going to say, for the sake of what happened to us last time, this is only going to be available for those who are in the U.S. It was just too much of a hassle, unfortunately, to do it outside the US. We'll try to find a better solution going forward. But right now, just US
Xbox
residents only.
and PS1, no, PS1, Xbox and PS4 only, right?
Yeah. No Steam. So maybe we just do that. Xbox users and PS4 users only. Because I
Make
think
it
it's
nice
universal.
and clean. Yep,
Yeah,
nice and clean.
So that's what we'll do. So let's do that. And yeah, please be sure to get in there, man. So y'all know where to find us. Yeah, well, that's YouTube. Y'all know where to find us. Hit that hashtag IRWP everywhere. You're gonna find your boys. Ben Goosen saves the mark. 419-777 IRWP. We on Instagram. It's Real Wrestling Podcast, all spelled out. Real WrestleCast on Twitter. Y'all know what the deal is. Goose, what you got?
Yo, thanks for the show this week. Sage the mark. We appreciate you. We appreciate me. We don't appreciate Jussie Smollet.
No.
Everybody keep it real.
Keep it real. Jess, you got that Dunce of the Year, son. Congratulations.
Yo, the thoughts and opinions are that of the IRWP and not of the host today. Hit us up, irwp.us or 419-777 IRWP or at Real WrestleCast. Suckers!